Hey there, homeschool friends. It's Gina Giargenti. I'm here to give you an update on some P.E.P stuff. By now, if you applied for the P.E.P funding earlier in the summer, you should have gotten an award letter via email, and that says that you've been awarded the money and the funds. You'll be able to see them in the EMA system. So if you've gotten that funding, you can go ahead and withdraw your student from the county through homeschooling or from the umbrella school or private school or public school or wherever you're coming from. It's safe to do that once you've received that letter that you've been accepted, that the funds are there and you've been accepted into the P.E.P program. The next step would then be to fill out the student learning plan if you haven't done that already. And let me tell you, like that, I was like, got my coffee, I had my books, I was all ready to like sit and make this big learning plan for my kids. And it was like easy peasy. It was super quick, fill in the bubbles kind of a thing, like options. So if you're procrastinating on that, go ahead and hop on there and do it, because you'll be pleasantly surprised at the simplicity of it. Okay, so these are the changes that were discussed on that post, the post that I made about the meeting that they had, Anyway, I'm just gonna leave it. Here's the updates. Bright Futures. P.E.P will be an option when applying for Bright Futures. Like right on their website, P.E.P will be like in the drop-down menu of, they're eligible for that. If your student was in 11th grade last year and as a homeschooler, and now they're doing the P.E.P program, they're going to retain all of their eligibility and their volunteer hours. So that's the scoop with Bright Futures. Florida Virtual School, FLVS Flex. Flex classes are not going to be, they're not going to be free like they are for homeschoolers, but they will be paid for through the P.E.P funding. And it's going to be easy to take flex classes because FLVS Flex is going to be registered like on the Step Up for Students, like on their platform already as a provider. And you will be choosing global student if that's an option that you're doing. If you're doing the Florida Virtual School Flex option through Step Up for Students, P.E.P will pay for it. Okay, next. Students can take classes at public or charter schools like they were before. They're eligible to take classes at the public schools or charter schools. Again, they're not free like they are to homeschoolers, but they can be paid for through the P.E.P funding. And you could ask, like if there's a local school that you want your student to take classes at, you can ask them to get on the provider list at Step Up for Students so that they'll be a direct provider and can get paid directly through Step Up for Students. Next, dual enrollment. This was a good change. Dual enrollment is now free. You do not have to pay for dual enrollment from the P.E.P funding. So it comes from a different place. You can get the full P.E.P funding and also be a free dual enrollment student. So that's good news. Some of the colleges aren't totally aware of how this works yet. So they said that because they're not homeschool students, they're P.E.P students, if they're not caught up yet with the changes in the laws, that you should call the choice office at the Florida Department of Education and let them know what school you're having a problem with, and they would help you with that to get the free dual enrollment. Okay, next there's some sports information. The Florida High School Athletics, FHSAA, that's like a homeschool cooperative athletic league. So teams that are members of the FHSAA are now included for P.E.P students. They weren't before. So this is a new development as well. And then the last thing I think that I wanted to mention is that there have been changes in how the standardized testing is going to be administered. And this is still not 100%. Like I said, things are going to keep unfolding and keep changing. Their words were that things were going to be liquid until December. But as of right now, the standardized testing, before they were saying that it had to be done at a school, and now they've changed it. It does not have to be done at a school. It can be proctored by an evaluator or a choice navigator or a certified teacher. And there's even the possibility of it, that it could be done in the home. So this is not confirmed yet. Somebody else on the meeting mentioned that one of the tests, the Iowa test, is already a parent administered test, and that is on the list at the Florida DOE. So it looks like we're going to have some better options for that end of the year testing than we had originally thought. So that's that. What else? And then also about the testing, they're not looking at individual grades of students. They're collecting the data as like a whole. So they just want to see how the program is doing as a whole. They're not looking at individual students. So again, you don't have to worry about having a passing score. But of course, collectively as homeschoolers or new P.E.P students, we want to do the best that we can. But it's not going to affect your funding. What else? That's it. Oh, one more thing that they mentioned that wasn't set in stone, but they did say that by August 31st is what they're kind of tentatively saying is when they would like, then when you would need to have that student learning plan submitted and be unenrolled from wherever you're coming from. Again, either your homeschool county, private school, or public school, wherever you're coming from, unenroll from there, withdraw from there, and fill out that student learning plan by August 31st. Okay, so that's about it. I hope this was helpful. I basically just watched the hour-long webinar and pulled out the most, facts that I could give to you easily, quickly, under 10 minutes. Okay, so have a great school year and ask any questions below and I'll see what I can find out. Bye.